Yo, so guys, welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to Melody Sheep, The Sounds of Space, A Sonic Adventure to Other Worlds. Did a space reaction a few days ago, I asked for suggestions, this was one of them, and yeah man, as I said, I'm looking to get back into the space reactions, because they are some of the just most enjoyable ones, the eye-opening ones, and again, these are real sounds from space. I don't know how recent they are, some may be old, some may be new, but I mean, yeah, I'm sure this is going to be another video that blows my mind. Is this the channel that, let me just check 1 second, is this the channel that, have that incredible video? Yeah, time-lapse of the future. I've also been getting a lot of suggestions for a lot of their other videos, like Beyond Chapter 1. Again, I'm going to check these all out. I don't know how many people want them. Again, I've had a lot of suggestions, but I don't know if people still want the reactions or what. So if you do, time-lapse of the entire universe as well. Yeah, so this channel's got some absolute bangers, so I'm sure this video is going to absolutely slap, but yeah man, we're just going to get into it. Also, if I'm looking to the right a lot, I'm in the middle of posting a video. I'm just waiting for it to upload because I've got 10 minutes before it's 8 o'clock, so I'm trying to get it out before, or get it out as the time when I usually post. But yeah, so if I look to the right a little bit near the sort of start of the video, just know it's that basically. But we're going to get into this, hopefully going to enjoy. Suggest some more videos you want to see in future, more space reactions, whatever it is. But yeah, shout out to my Instagram, links in the description for that. Save my Twitter, links are all there for those who care. Yeah, we're closing in on 7k on my Instagram, so I appreciate you helping me get to that. Same for my Patreon, links are all there for those interested. Tried posting one of my Patreon reactions, the reaction to BuzzFeed Unsolved on Princess Diana. People telling me it was I can post it onto YouTube, but sadly it got blocked, which I knew would happen. But I don't know, man. Some YouTubers seem to be able to post videos that I can't. But if you can help me in any way, I really would appreciate it. But yeah, anyway, I'm talking too much. Links are all there for those who care. Let's jump into it, man. This is gonna be a masterpiece, man. Oh, this is fucking loud as well. And this is all real stuff, man. Sounds.
The best marketing tagline in movie history might have been from the Ridley Scott film Alien. In space, no one can hear you scream. That phrase is true. And not only because of the distance from Earth, it has to do with how sound travels.
You don't have sound in space because sound requires molecules. You have to be able to move the molecules with the sound waves, and without the molecules there, the sound just doesn't move.
Space is silent because it's virtually empty, as few as 10 atoms in a cubic meter, compared to 10 trillion in our own atmosphere. And without that thick soup of atoms, sound just has no way to travel. But billions of years ago, it was a different story. Not long after the Big Bang, the entire universe was a ball of...
Okay, I know this is stupid yet. I heard this in the last video. I was saying, well, are these pictures actually real? When it said in the title, these are real pictures. These sounds now, this sound that just happened, yeah? Because he's talking about something that happened a billion years ago. Is this the real sound? Obviously not of the event, I guess. But is this a real sound of whatever he's talking about? Like
Not
this?
long after the Big Bang, the entire...
I mean, I guess it is. It's probably a stupid question for me, but I'm just trying to wrap my head around that. So please let me know without calling me stupid, because I know I am already, alright? Please help me.
universe was a ball of hot plasma, thick enough for sound to pass through. Shockwaves from the formation of the universe rippled through space, creating a cosmic rumble deeper than anything our ears could detect. What you're hearing now are those actual sounds, decoded by researchers and pitched up to something we humans can hear.
What?
These are the first sounds ever created.
Like, how can scientists know this? Science, again, so I can't argue with science. It is what it is. But how can they know this?
Primordial stirrings from a newborn universe. Today, space is a lot bigger, a lot emptier, and a lot quieter. But we should be grateful, because if sound did travel through space, we would all be bombarded.
Yeah, I mean, Earth is already loud as it is. God damn. I'm thankful. Thank you for whatever created all of this, for not letting it get into our solar system, into our planet, and not letting it travel.
By a constant, deafening explosion. The roar of the sun. Every moment, our sun blares trillions of watts of sound energy through its turbulent surface. If it wasn't muted by the vacuum of space, that sound would be as loud as a jackhammer here on Earth.
Jesus.
Luckily for us, we have the void of space to protect us. And we live in a world of amazing sonic diversity. The sandy deserts, the lush forests, the sound of the ocean, both on its surface and below. Our home planet is a rich soundscape because our ears are perfectly in tune with it. But our little island of sound isn't the only one. There are whole other worlds of sound out there, in the skies, the oceans, and the rocks of other planets, and far beyond.
I love it. They give me goosebumps videos, man. This is just a bloody intro. So I guess this was just sort of leading up to what's actually going to be the video then. God. Oh man, I am ready for this one.
What is sound? It's the vibrations of molecules in the air. It's a pressure wave. Sound takes on many forms, but the kind that we're most familiar with is pressure waves moving through gas.
Sound travels faster through lighter gases like helium,
making our voices sound higher pitched.
When the air is colder or made of heavier gases like sulfur hexafluoride,
sound travels more slowly.
What the fuck?
But there's even more to it than that.
What the hell?
Sound can be transmitted through any kind of physical medium. So if you are in a swimming pool, you can still hear sound. That's being transmitted through water. Earthquakes are essentially sound waves being transmitted through the solid Earth.
Our experience of sound here on Earth is only a sliver of what's possible. Each planet is a unique soundscape, shaped by its particular makeup. So let's go from planet to planet in our solar system to find out what the surface of each one would sound like to our ears.
Oh, wow.
To be clear, you'd pretty much die instantly everywhere but here. But we're going to pretend to have superhuman powers that will keep us alive. So with that disclaimer out of the way, let's start closest to the sun.
Places like Mercury and these rocky bodies with no atmospheres would be similar to being in space. There would not be much sound, if any.
With its near vacuum surface conditions, it might seem like Mercury would be completely devoid of sound. But it's there. Not in the air, but in the rocks. Scientists have found evidence that the planet is seismically active. So if you put your ear against the ground, you might catch the sound of something strange.
Oh.
A Mercury Quake. Next up,
Won't catch
Venus.
Mercury then. No can do.
Because you have this really dense atmosphere, much denser than Earth's, the sound would tend toward what things sound like when you're underwater. you could imagine something in between air and water, that kind of density, you're running your hand through that and you would feel that. If you were to just materialize in that environment of 900 degrees Fahrenheit and 100 times our atmospheric pressure, you would first be crushed, and then you would probably just burn up completely.
One thing we do know about Venus is that it has lightning.
Wow.
So you might hear thunder.
It turns out that Venus is one place we have real audio from. In the early 80s, the Soviet lander Venera 14 successfully landed on the surface. It survived for nearly an hour before shutting down. And during that time, it picked up these eerie sounds of the Venusian winds.
The ocean.
But what about something more human? What would my voice sound like?
The denser atmosphere would tend to lower the pitch.
Fuck,
The
man.
hotter air would act to increase the speed of sound,
making my voice sound higher. It's a strange scene to imagine. I'm on Venus, in this ethereal world that's a mix between a gas-like atmosphere and
Bro, what's this ASMR in my ear? Come on, what the fuck? Venus and the ASMR. God damn, there's a lot of happy people then. Bro, just moved to Venus and there are a lot of happy
water.
people.
I'm almost floating.
Yeah, his
My
voice is
voice.
like,
The thunder.
it is like it's floating.
It's all slightly muffled and distorted as it travels through the thick atmosphere.
I guess noise does float in a sense, but like I don't know how I can sort of explain it. Like his voice is like a surfboard at the moment, it's just surfing through my ears. And I love these edits so much. I really do, man.
Our next stop is a polar opposite sonic environment.
Mars, baby. I'm expecting this one to be a bit more similar because Mars is obviously compared to the Earth's atmosphere, or the most similar to Earth in our atmosphere, in our universe or solar system or whatever. So I'm expecting this one to be a bit more similar, but again, maybe I'm completely wrong and probably am.
Sound on Mars is going to kind of be the opposite direction of Venus because the atmosphere on Mars is very, very thin compared to Earth's, and so there's just not very many molecules.
The wind speed can get very high as hurricane force at the surface sometimes.
What the fuck?
So imagine a 100-mile-per-hour wind on Earth, you'd be almost blown off your feet. If you were standing on the surface there in Mars, you'd feel it, but it would feel like a gentle breeze here on the surface of Earth.
What? Wait, what?
You wouldn't necessarily hear the wind itself. You would hear the dust that's being picked up, and it would be banging against the faceplate of your spacesuit.
We wouldn't hear too much. Maybe if you were scuffling along on the surface, you could maybe very faintly hear that sound as you were clawing at the ground.
But Mars is another world where we don't have to rely purely on speculation.
Sounds. I think I've
After
heard of
sending
Mars
robots
sounds.
for decades, we finally received the first real audio from the surface of Mars, recorded by the Perseverance rover in 2021. These are the sounds of the Martian winds and the clunk of the rover's wheels over the planet's surface. Sounds that our ancestors could have only dreamed of hearing. Wind and rocks are one thing, but what would our voices sound like? In this thin atmosphere, speech would sound quieter and wouldn't travel as far. And while the low-density air would usually make our voices sound higher, the colder temperatures would
slow down the sound, and the pitch would
balance out. The biggest change would come from the composition of the air. The atmosphere of Mars is mostly carbon dioxide, which absorbs high frequencies. So our voices would become muffled and distant.
Very muffled. It's like you're sort of speaking into...
Hello. Hello.
like that. Maybe it's nothing like it, to be honest. To me, it sounds like it, because I can hear myself when I do that. Oh, what a weird
If
guy.
our voices don't carry far, how about a piano?
Oh, wow.
In the faint Martian air, it would sound like something you might hear in a dream. Let's continue on to the outer gas giants, starting with the biggest.
Bro, these ones are going to be nuts, aren't they? These ones are going to be that real crazy ones.
Jupiter doesn't have a solid surface. The whole planet is made up of gas that gets denser and denser the deeper you go, eventually becoming a liquid. The pressure and temperature variations are what cause those beautiful swirling bands. Depending on where you were inside its layers, the soundscape would change drastically.
I want to see it from the storm, the eye.
The interesting thing on Jupiter is that the pressure and the temperatures where the cloud decks are actually not so inhospitable. You have these super powerful lightning bolts where you'd hear echoes of echoes of echoes just back and forth.
So what about the rest of the outer planets? Like Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune are
Sadness is variable and variable. Same as Jupiter.
mostly made of hydrogen and helium.
Same for Uranus as well.
Those two gases are lighter than Earth's atmosphere, so our voices would generally sound higher pitched. But each layer of each planet would provide its own unique sonic experience. Different worlds of sound, from inside the raging storms of Saturn to the frigid methane clouds of Uranus.
To the murky depths of Neptune.
Neptune sounds wild, man. No thank you, bro.
But what about our old friend Pluto?
Yeah, Pluto, man.
It is probably the
Little cute.
thinnest bound atmosphere
Atmospheric pressure 0.0001 times Earth's speed of sound.
that we know, but it also looks really complex. I mean, it's got layers. It's pretty different because the temperature is so low. Nitrogen is an ice. Carbon monoxide is mostly an ice. That's probably the weirdest, most different kind of place in terms of thinking about how composition, temperature, pressure would affect the sound.
There's one more world worth a listen. Not a planet, but a moon. Saturn's moon Titan is the
1.5 times Earth's speed of sound, 194 meters per second.
only one we know of with a true atmosphere. It's even thicker than ours, but it's freezing cold and it rains liquid methane.
Fucking.
In 2005, the Huygens space probe recorded audio as it descended through the thick atmosphere to the surface. What you're hearing is incredible. The sound of the winds from a tiny moon nearly 1 billion miles away. If you were standing on its surface, the soundscape might be eerily familiar. You might hear the sound of flowing liquid methane. Not a waterfall, but a methanofall. When you think of space, it's mostly space, where there's no medium to transmit sound. And yet, it's perfect for light. Light fills the universe, but sound doesn't.
The whole universe is connected by light. Light anywhere in the universe can travel.
I'm just going to post a video quickly. It's literally going to be 2 seconds, I think. Okay, it's all done. Just post it right now. Go on. I mean, as I'm posting this, I'm sure you've seen it. Oh, no, it's not working. Oh, because it's too late. Okay. Public. Let's go. Come on. Alright, there we go. That's all done. Alright, let's get back to the good stuff. The good stuff.
Anywhere else in the universe.
Let's go back.
Light
doesn't.
That is kind of interesting how, again, the speed of light obviously is the fastest possible, but the speed of sound is also a very fast thing, but the speed of sound in space, like, I don't know, it doesn't like sort of compare. It's a weird one, I don't know.
The whole universe is connected by light. Light anywhere in the universe can travel to anywhere else in the universe. But with sound...
Very true, man. I mean, look at these, again, stars or planets from millions or billions or whatever of miles or light years or whatever away, and you can see them.
You really are 1 trillion different islands of sound.
We think of Earth as special because it can support life. But it goes much further than that.
Sound.
It's one of the true places in the universe where sound is abundant.
Yeah, man, the goosebumps
and
are back.
all of that sound has impacted life on an evolutionary level.
If you look at life on Earth, being able to hear something seems to be a very big advantage, biologically, right? Because you can become aware of either predators or prey or food sources. So alien life in the universe would probably have an advantage to hear things also. In whatever planet or ocean or atmosphere they lived in.
These aliens would probably perceive sound in a totally different way.
I didn't even think about it like that. But if there's civilizations, if there is like a planet so damn far away, like unexplainably far away, just far away, they're gonna have like heard sound so like differently, and they come here and they're like, either we're quiet to them or we're like bursting their eardrums or whatever. I mean, maybe if the aliens come here and they hear us and they're like, what the fuck, these guys are loud, and we just talk and they just can't deal with us, so they just go away, mate. Maybe that's the advantage to us. Just speaking into an alien's ear, man. Come on, we're all sorted.
Way that's in tune with their own environment. And perhaps hear completely different frequencies.
Sounding like a bloody stereo on full blast when we're just saying hello to an alien.
It's gone.
can still see the river. I can still see the river. I can still see it. I can still see it. It's here. It's here. It's here. Oh, it's gone. It's gone. Man, what a video. Bro, this channel is elite, man. It's elite. No idea where the river is now. Man. I feel like I'm travelling through the universe with this little track. What a video, man. This channel is elite, bro. I don't even want to pause it, but I know I've got to do a few things. God damn, what a channel, man. How does he edit his videos as well? Is it like, does he personally edit themselves? Because they're just unreal. I can't believe I didn't pay for this video. This seems like something that I would watch on IMAX. Bro, it's true. If you haven't, please go to this video now and just give it a like and just watch it. Maybe like, because you've watched my reaction, just watch it through, but like whilst you're doing something else or something, just to get what it deserves. Because man, this deserves millions of views, and that's not like me just saying it. It genuinely does. I can't. Okay, I said that. Thanks. It was cool. We have translated and voiced this video into Russian and distributed it as much as possible among Russian-speaking viewers. Oh damn, that's pretty cool. This is the sound of Mars. Proceeds to play background music. When humans land on Mars in the next few years, tell NASA to send a piano. The piano on Mars would sound like a dream iconic. Edit well, never gotten this many likes. We should have taken a moment to appreciate the fact that we are on the perfect planet. I mean, yeah, man. I can't believe that you have just 2 GPUs and you render all these scenes in 4K. Bro, it's nuts. Madman. But yeah, I mean, like one of the comments said, like, the fact that we're on Earth is just so lucky. It's just the things that have to go our way to have just a planet like this. And then you sort of consider the fact that some of us were born, or all of us were born, it's like a race between the sperm cells. But these videos make me think. I mean, there's so many bits of luck that we all have to even be here in the first place. God damn, these videos make you just think about everything. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this one. More reactions from this channel, more reactions from space, more reactions, whatever. Just suggest what you want to see. Thank you all for the support. I hope you enjoyed this one. And I mean, just yeah, until next time, like, subscribe, peace.